Magazine Full Moon Bash. The sun is in Capricorn and the moon is full in Cancer today, and we are here to celebrate the full moon in Howl Magazine's 5th edition with this wonderful woman on the cover and a surfboard with a shark on it. So welcome to the Athenian Corner. You are about to experience the music of Eddy Dyer. I've known Eddy Dyer since 1991 when he used to come into my health food store down on Church Street in Lowell. I ran a health food store for about 7-8 years. And Eddy used to come into our drum circle, meditation meeting, drumarama, yazarama, whatever you want to call them. My name is George Koumantzelis, and I'm going to read a few poems, a couple of poems, and then Eddy's going to come up, and he's going to play a first set, and then we're going to pass the drums around. Anyone who wants to play a drum, there's 13 drums here. All I ask is that you take your rings off your fingers. No rings. Take your rings off. And everyone can play a drum. And then Eddy will do his final set. So I'm going to read 2 poems. And Eddy's going to do a set. Then I'm going to read 2 more poems. We're going to have a drumarama. Then Eddy's going to do his final set. Seeing we are here at the Athenian Corner, I thought it would be very appropriate to start off this performance with a poem that I wrote in Washington, D.C. How many people here have ever lived near or in Washington, D.C.? A few people. So you've been on the metro. Well, here in Massachusetts, we have one of the Federal Reserve banks. I don't know if anyone knows about the Federal Reserve. There are 12 Federal Reserve banks, like I have 12 drums here on this table. They go from Boston to San Francisco. Boston is A and San Francisco is L. And the main bank is in New York City. Well, the Federal Reserve is a private corporation. It's a private entity. It's not the government. Here I am holding in my hand a United States dollar. This is a 2009 United States $1 bill. This is a Federal Reserve note. It's worth $1. Here I have, this is in my left hand, a Federal Reserve note. Here in my right hand, I'm holding a 1935 United States silver certificate U.S. Treasury note. This is a U.S. Treasury note. This is not a Federal Reserve note. This is backed by gold and silver. If you were to take this dollar bill right now to any bank in the city of Lowell and say, I want the equivalent of this in silver, they would have to honor that. They are obligated to honor that. And they either have to give you a silver dollar or its equivalent in silver. So they have to give you, you did it right? They have to give you between $25 and $30 because that's what silver is going now for an ounce. A silver coin is worth $25 to $30. So this dollar bill right here will never be worth less than $1, and right now if you went and cashed it in, you would get $30 for it. This dollar bill is worthless. This is a Federal Reserve note. This is a real U.S. Treasury note from 1935. When John F. Kennedy was president, he came here to my uncle's store back in the early 60s in Lowell, Massachusetts. They issued silver certificates again. And they issued them in $1 and $2 bills. Here we have a Thomas Jefferson $2 silver certificate issued in the year 1963. This is a $2 bill. If you brought this $2 bill to the bank, you would get between $50 and $60 for it, or 2 silver coins, or its equivalent in silver. It is worth that. It will always be worth that. That is the value of the U.S. Treasury note. It says right on it, U.S. Treasury note, United States Treasury. It is real money. It has value. John F. Kennedy, when he was president, he wanted to end the war in Vietnam. He wanted to end the CIA. He wanted to end the Federal Reserve. He put us back, just like Abraham Lincoln, on U.S. Treasury notes. This is the people's money. This is democracy. We are here at the Athenian corner, the foundation of democracy. This is the people's money. This is the bankers' money. This is a Federal Reserve note. 2 weeks later, after John F. Kennedy signed that executive order putting us back on U.S. Treasury notes, he was shot dead in Dallas. He pissed off the military-industrial complex because he wanted to end the war in Vietnam. He pissed off the bankers, and he pissed off the spies at the CIA because he wanted to end the CIA. God bless John F. Kennedy, and God bless the U.S. Treasury notes. No president since John F. Kennedy has rescinded that executive order. If Obama right now wanted to put us back on U.S. Treasury notes, like Abraham Lincoln won the war with the greenbacks, he could do it. But no U.S. president has the guts to do it because nobody wants to buck the bankers who got bailed out by us in 2008. So it's socialism for the rich and dog-eat-dog capitalism for the poor. Now this is what I think about Federal Reserve notes and U.S. Treasury notes. The Federal Reserve notes in my left hand, the U.S. Treasury notes in my right hand. When the Federal Reserve, when the bankers control the marketplace here in Market Street, the people suffer. When the people and the U.S. government and the U.S. Treasury notes control the marketplace, the people thrive. When the bankers and the Federal Reserve eclipses the people die. But when the people eclipse the bankers and the Federal Reserve, the people live. This is what I think of the U.S. Treasury notes. This is what I think of the Federal Reserve notes in my left hand, the bankers' money. This is what I think of the Federal Reserve notes. Long live democracy. Now, I'm a little bit too old to have grown up in the Sesame Street generation, and I can't say that this poem is being brought to you by Big Bird, or Bernie, or Elmo, or what's the other guy's name? No. The other guy, Bert and Ernie, right? Although maybe Oscar the Grouch might be someone who would bring you this poem, because I do get a little grouchy sometimes. But the next poem I'm going to read, I wrote when I was living in Washington, D.C. So you can see how this all kind of ties in here. So this next poem is being brought to you by, let's just say, the Magic Cookie Monster. So this poem is being brought to you by the letters D and C. Now everybody say, diabolical. Come on, diabolical, say it.
Diabolical.
Corruption. Okay, and what the antidote to diabolical corruption is say it, divine. Compassion. His Holiness the Dalai Lama is very, very happy with you. Okay, so the poem is being brought to you by the letters D and C. Keep that in mind. Here's the first poem. The poem is entitled Black Water Boarding, How DC Destroyed Me. My hands are tired. My head is tired. My body is tired. My brain is tired. My soul is tired. My mind is tired. My spirit is tired. My whole life is tired. I am tired. I feel tired. I feel so very tired. I am so tired. I am tired of feeling tired. I am even tired of feeling tired of feeling tired. That's how tired I feel. This direct current of exhaustion is tiring. This constant stress is tiring. This incessant strain is tiring. This damn contest of struggling for success is tiring. This is all very tiring. I feel blackness around my brain. I feel a black pool of water before my feet. I feel a black board of bad vibes in front of me. I feel the black belly of the beast pressing upon my heart. I feel a black, black, black cloud of misery hanging over my head. I feel it all the time. I need to leave this draining center of pain. I need to flee from this depressing complex of torture. I need to get clear of this deranged corner of suffering. I need to get free from this demented city of frenetic fools. I need to fly far away from this decrepit circus of corrupted clowns. I need to extricate myself from all of the disturbing coincidences exhibited within this dysfunctional community of duality and conflict. I must immediately emancipate myself from this doomed center of disturbed chaos, populated by a derelict cult and dirty coterie of do-no-good cowards, disgusting cutthroats, discontented conmen, and delinquent criminals, all diligently competing for desperate control over the disrespectful corruption of diabolical corporate power. I need to escape before I am completely destroyed. Save me from this direct current of misery from hell. Get me out of here before it is too late. I really need to go back home. Don Christopher Columbus, what hast thou wrought? February 14, 2007. Joni Mitchell once said in her album Hijira, quote, "Where some have found their paradise, others just come to harm." And the next piece is called The Working Blues.
Come on, you can
I'm just going to start this with a little bit of drum, just to kind of set the mood, and then I'm going to read the poem, and then Eddie's going to do his music. By the way, these drums here, there are 12 drums here. I made all these drums with my own hands. The three in the middle are from trees behind the boneyards in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. My buddy Al Bovier brought them to me one day when the hurricane knocked down some great eastern white pine trees. And we put some buffalo skins on top and we made drums out of them. The other two drums over at the end are from the Power Oak up on Clark Road in Belvedere, as is this one down on the ground. These three drums were made from gas line tubes. One has goat skin and the other have cowhide. All the Power Oak drums have cowhide. The Power Oak drums don't really sound good because they're not perfectly symmetrically round, so you can't really tighten the skin over them. But the other ones sound pretty good. And later on during the break, after Eddie plays his first set, anyone who's still here, if you want, we'll pass the drums around. We'll have a big drumorama, yowzorama drum circle. So I'm going to just do a little drumming, and then we're going to read The Working Blues, and then Eddie's going to do his set. And I thank you for being patient with me. this poem in 1979. The working blues, the cause and effect consequence of desire. So you'll see the Buddhist theme here. Throughout the years, I've acquired some images of work I just can't stand. Throughout the years, I've worked many jobs to put the paycheck in my hand. Supply and demand. Supply and demand. Do you understand? Do you understand? Supply and demand. Supply and demand. Do you understand? Do you understand? The dust, the dump, the burning trash, the birds, the seagulls, earth and ash, the sickening smells of rotting life, the scattered toys, the broken fife, the windblown dirt that hits your hair, the lazy men who just don't care, the never-ending runaround, the rain and mud upon the ground, the crazy Turkish marketplace, the scar upon a workman's face, the wounds inflicted out of fun, the sinners watching Emma run, the lack of any true respect, the worthlessness of all neglect, the silly sly satanic tricks, the fingers caught between the bricks, the honcho Agamemnon looks, the loafers and the petty crooks, the terror of the great layoff, the glory of the small payoff, the fear of walking in the street, the winter morning highway sleet, the people who are used as tools, the closet racists and the fools, the crass, the obscene and the crude, the bold, the vulgar and the rude, the poor black woman on the job, the surreptitious, sluggish slob, vinyls and velvets, refrigeration units, macrame and cruel kits too, the hernia and headache blues, 50-gallon drums, loud hypnotic hums, and polyvinyl chloride too, the hernia and headache blues, the negativity and pain, the dripping water from the drain, the ignorance and stupid jokes, the burning shirts between the toques, the humor on the bathroom stalls, the warning signs upon the walls, the left side pain inside the head, the early rising out of bed, the bloody red fishmonger knives, the shallowness of empty lives, the masters at the hiding game, the strong, the gentle, and the lame, the cash kings and the bossy clerks, the timid people and the jerks, the mesmerizing mad rush mobs, the broken doors, the rusted knobs, the old canal mentality, the new banal hilarity, the hard men in giant trucks, the jackknife danger and big bucks, the past misfortunes turned to gold, the frosted mustache from the cold, the reading of the daily news, the lunchtime break, the lunchtime booze, the lack of any room to breathe, the repetition of the weave, the boredom of the daily grind, the tension from the pressured mind, vinyls and velvets, refrigeration units, macrame and cruel kits too, the hernia and headache blues, 50-gallon drums, loud hypnotic hums, and polyvinyl chloride too, the hernia and headache blues, the dollar bill covalent bond, the labor union magic wand, the modern servants of the times, the prevalent insurance crimes, the faulty knowledge of the blind, the nemesis of the nonsense of the simple mind, the joylessness of soulless work, the effortless desire to shirk, the gloomy elevator shafts, the briberies and legal grafts, the sight of real estate run down, the nervous smile, the fearful frown, the beauty of the youth gone bad, the genius of the mind gone mad, the power of the organ drained, the spirit of the eagle chained, the Indian land that's been spurned, the genius of the Indian land that's been spurned, the joyous laughter that's been burned, the isolation of the soul, the social obfuscation role, the decadent pueblos of fear, the sad Van Gogh-like missing ear, the packs of jackals and vultures, the indistinction of cultures, the nicotine solar cell brain, the fabric shop's cracked window pane, the grand ovation for the rash, the sweet smell of the dope room hash, vinyls and velvets, refrigeration units, macrame and cruel kits too, the hernia and headache blues, 50-gallon drums, loud hypnotic hums, and polyvinyl chloride too, the hernia and headache blues. Oh why are you an angry young man? Oh why I can't understand. I hate to go to work. It's driving me berserk. It's a sickly occupation. It's a deep humiliation. And I just ain't digging this deep degradation. You're pimping off the system. Just love to make a buck. And all day long everybody wishes you good luck. You're such a nasty creature. Lower than the muck. I'd love to put your head between a hockey stick and puck. Vinyls and velvets, refrigeration units, macrame and cruel kits too, the hernia and headache blues, 50-gallon drums, loud hypnotic hums, and polyvinyl chloride too, the hernia and headache blues. The laughter of insanity, the lowest type humanity, the cauldron of the melting pot, the cars out in the parking lot, the heavy industrial game, the illusion of honored fame, the death of true mystery rights, the fear of union proselytes, the painted lines upon the floor, the power of the engine's roar, the steel-toed boots and worn-out heels, the management union deals, the constant shuffle through the haze, the yearly hope to get a raise, the Humpty Dumpty school of thought, the fear of always getting caught, the deep sun yellow colored dyes, the fork truck ogre's fat French fries, the filtered unseen perceptions, the deep cuts and bad infections, the burning stress and smokestack smog, the daily useless dialogue, the urban hunters in the city, the mental retards acting witty, the folks who don't know any better, the pain of the refusal letter, the thought of happiness in time, the ugly scent of restroom slime, vinyls and velvets, refrigeration units, macrame and cruel kits too, the hernia and headache blues, 50-gallon drums, loud hypnotic hums, and polyvinyl chloride too, the hernia and headache blues. The job's the only game in town, the grease that turns the skin all brown, the shattered viewpoint of the world, the many boxes tossed and hurled, the interruption of the flow, the shoveling of heavy snow, the people that will bring you down, the pressure of the night shift clown, the organizing of the mess, the pressure from the strain and stress, the desperation of the weak, the cruel resentment of the meek, the freezing water from the sink, the ever-presence of some kink, the silence of the ignorant, the boldness of the confident, the pain from one's diverted will, the burden of becoming ill, the rebel songs and shouting ho, the overtime that we all know. Mr. Overtime hasn't got a dime to make a phone call to his home. Mr. Overtime knows he isn't free, but wishes he could be where he belongs. Mr. Overtime, my heart cries out for you, but then again, it's true. You've got your own. Thank you. ready for Eddy Dyer? Can I hear a yowza? I didn't hear you, yowza.
Yowza!
Come on, you can do better than that, yowza.
Yowza!
One more time, yowza.
Yowza!
Yeah, baby.
Hey, how you feeling, Lo? Give it up for my boy George. I know, I just realized how that sounded. I don't mean boy George. My boy, comma, George. Hey, guy, you want to pass me a beer? You guys try this Mythos beer? It's a Hellenic beer, premium quality Hellenic beer, and it has the full endorsement of the Howell Full Moon July party.
None of that Bud Light shit, right, Eddie?
Damn straight, none of that Bud Light shit. This song I wrote. This song I wrote by the bridge on the University Ave Bridge back in the 90s, something around there. It was a couple of days actually after I dropped acid at jury duty. Has nothing to do with the song though. I just felt like saying that. Just out by the river, cause I got nowhere else to be. Caught up on a piece of mirror, found myself wishing you were me. Morning traffic keeps humming along and the bridge is singing too. But ain't my baby, she's moving on, so I ain't got shit to do. A real fat cat if I only had a dime. I'd call the peddlers and I'd tell them all about the chills running down my spine. Suitcase gonna fill it up with dollar bills, 'cause I ain't gonna find a new face in no bottle of happy pills. That's what they say, baby, drugs kill. Hey Lo, how you feeling? Throwing up my bag of sins in my back and hopping on the heaven's train. Pulling out the ace of my plastic face to keep out the acid rain. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. All right, all right, all right. Let's hear it for the full moon. Let me hear you howl. Where my wolves at? Let me hear you howl. This one goes out. This one goes out to Tommy Ramone. I don't believe in putting guns in the sky, and I believe in asking how and why. Everyone believes in whatever pays the bills. I don't believe in the Ku Klux Klan. I believe Mark Sheehan was an innocent man. I believe you should not give a pig a license to kill. But most of all, I still believe in Joey Ramone. Oh yeah. Most of all, I still believe in Joey Ramone. I think Republicans are all spoiled brats, and the devil is a liberal Democrat. And I would have believed Bush too if I watched more TV. I don't believe a word that Slick Willie said, and I was dancing when I heard Reagan's dead. I believe that Belcher's from the land of the free. But most of all, I still believe in Joey Ramone. Oh yeah. Most of all, I still believe in Joey Ramone. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Most of all, I still believe in Joey Ramone. Joey Ramone. Joey Ramone. Joey Ramone. Joey Ramone. Thank you very much.
Really, I do. Eddy.
After a fight, I let the cedar wolf lead me deep inside, into the angry flesh of a tulip, partially capsized. It's kind of weird, huh? When we washed the blood from our faces at the heart of it all, we could see the bottomless well behind the cracks in the wall. Said, illuminate the love that resides within the heart of your rage. Illuminate the love that is hiding in the heart of your rage. Because later or soon, there's be nothing but the moon left to blame. It's a cast of what's been burned in the fire, keep what's been forged in flames. Within the heart of your rage, liberate the love that is hiding in the heart of your rage. Because in sinner and grace, there's been one face who carries your name. It's a cast of what's been burned in the fire, keep what's been forged to the flames. Let me hear you howl. Where my wolves at? Let me hear you howl. Watch the stars, they're moving. I want to hear you howl. change. Because in sinner and grace, there's but one face whose ways you can change. So cast of what's been burned in the fire, keep what's been forged in the flames. Thank you. Thanks, man. I love you too. This next song, a couple of weeks ago, I went out to Freehold, New York, and I recorded with Randy Vissio and Jimmy Otis from my old band, the Reagan Babies. Yeah, and we got we're gonna put out a new album this fall. We recorded 8 songs, and we're gonna release an album. It's entitled "The Freeholders," and this song is called "Daggers." Before I smite my enemy for laying his false hooks in me, Father, take these daggers from my eyes. When I'm fed the news at night and I snake breed into fight or flight, Father, take these daggers from my eyes. Guide me through this lazy sea of shallow men who think they're free. You're still here, I know you sympathize. Remind me what I'm thankful for before I go and join some holy war. Father, take these daggers from my eyes. Someone take these daggers from my eyes. Sour rage from long burnt pages leaves me in some shallow grave. Mother, take your child in from the rain. Trying to greet the neighbors feels like reading braille through cellophane. Mother, take your children in from the rain. Guide us through this lazy sea of shallow men who think they're free. If you're still here, I think I need not explain. Remind us what we're thankful for before we go and join some holy war. Mother, take your children in from the rain. Someone take our children in from the rain. Someone take our children in from the rain. When I'm with the moon at night and I sink brain into silken sight, love or fear, which will it wear today? And so you see which road you see is guided by which wolf you feed. Love or fear, what's it gonna be today? guide us through this lazy sea of shallow men who think they're free. You're still here, I know you sympathize. Remind us what we're thankful for before we go and join some holy war. Father, take these daggers from my eyes. Someone take these daggers from my eyes. Someone take these daggers from my eyes. Thank you very much. Thanks so much. This is a song from an album called Into Doves of Grey. Out at night, flowers closed after hours. Real second sight bring the sad winter showers. Pray for the rain, only why I can't say. Will her return keep erosions at bay? Flowers closed all the way home. Still second sight, today lights up her face. Pray, sing with rain, till she hears what you say. Will her return keep erosions at bay? The wings for loud machines I run through guided streams. I run on gasoline. I run on gasoline. Time is soaked up all I know with all of my energy. Somehow sets me free. Somehow sets me free. Shows. Now that I know that it shows. Now that I know that it shows. The wavy lines and water signs. I'm for the foolish Thank you so much. Sounds a little bit like low right there. Wait. She squeezed the bed, silence into me. So she told you what you could see. Sunday's flies before my eyes without her asking why. Into the red I called her name. She answered static stations. She's not home.
I'm not interrupting that. Pretty good. Hello, are you good?
She squeezed the bed,
How's your food?
silence into me.
I'm thinking try to feel like a good appetite.
So she told what you could say. Sunday's flies before my eyes without her asking why.
The fourth and the scene is pretty good. Yeah.
Into the red I called her name. She answered static stations.
It's good seeing you.
We'll walk. She squeezed the bed, silence into me. Thank you very much.
Right on, Eddie.
Here's another song from Into Doves of Great, and it's called Deep Dark Night. Mary Wake, granddaughter playing melody. Isn't it cool? The way she just stands and smiles. She lives alone, that's what they say, but the way she was raised almost blew her disguise. Look into her eyes, calling me out in the depths of the deep dark night. Calling you out in the depths of the deep dark sky. smile over while standing by, and sometimes above her man. Now do you understand? Calling you out in the depths of the deep dark night. Depths of deep dark sky. Calling you out in the depths of deep dark night. Thank you very much. So I'm going to do this next one, and if you know the words, I want you to sing along with me, yeah? I want to sing this one and send it out to my Aunt Ruthie. She used to tear up the dance floor to this one. Never missed a chance. Hey, my name is Angel and I glow in the dark. B, my name is graceful and my bite is my bark. C, my name is crazy, I can down with the creeps. D, my name is Dreamer and I'm digging too deep. See, bring up your good secret till you rescue me. 2 a.m. and 2 traveling town to town to town to town. Wanna never wonder why the sun goes down. What will you say? What will you say? Sure don't know how to drive. 6 again, but 6, so let's go ways high. 7, now I'm safe, but I can use it again, brother. 8, I won't be late for what the hell you know when. Elemental lost in the learned lady's life. Oh, I am an awesome coming through the side. While this is Mr. Lucy and Bye, yeah. You make it easier for me to describe. What will you say? What will you escalator. So I set my soul to the accelerator. I went to heaven when they put me on my ventilator. So I said, keep the change and I'll see you later. Not trying to get stuck into the archetype. Just stuck on the button of a pinstripe. Suits and fine, see you marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. Me, I get issues, but I know that at the end of the day, still I'm screaming that my demons not running away. And if you wonder what the laughter is late at night, maybe it's your stupid ass waking movie in the night. Hey, Lo, how you feeling tonight?
Better now that Eddy Dyer's in town. Ow! Yeah!
People, can you hear me? People, can you hear me? People, can you hear me? I said, not trying to get sucked to the archetype. Just strutting on the button of a pinstripe. Suits and fancy, you're marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. Not trying to get stuck into the archetype. I'm just strutting on the button of a pinstripe. Suits and fancy, you're marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. So if you got something to say, you better sing it loud. Get off your monitor trip and slip into the weather crowd. Are you there in prayer for the way the world? Or are you just here for the drugs and for the pretty girls? Dying young's been done, you're only reborn. Why not be some wise and wizard watching ninja porn? Suits and fancy, you're marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. Me, I got issues, but I know that at the end of the day, still I'm screaming that my demons not the only way I'll ever make it through the fading night and bright lies. And you lay down the devil in your exercise. People, can you hear me? 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 I said, not trying to get sucked to the archetype. Just strutting on the button of a pinstripe. Suits and fancy, I'm marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. Not trying to get stuck into the archetype. I'm just strutting on the button of a pinstripe. Suits and fancy, I'm marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. Not trying to get stuck into the archetype. I'm just strutting on the button of a pinstripe. Suits and fancy, I'm marching in a straight line. But I think I'll blast up if you don't mind. Sylvia Plath. I shut my eyes and the world drops dead. I lift my lids and I was born again. The stars go out tonight, I'm blue and red, and arbitrary blackness gallops in. Hey everybody, how you feeling tonight? Let me hear ya. Think I made you up inside my head. Think I made you up inside my head. Let me hear you howl. Think I made you up inside my head. Think I made you up inside my head. I dreamed that you bewitched me into bed, and some moonstruck kissed me quite insane. God tumbles from the sky, hell's fires fade. Exit seraphim and Satan's man. Bye guys. Let me hear you howl. Think I made you up inside my head. Think I made you up inside my head. I said let me hear you howl at the moon. Think I made you up inside my head. I think I made you up inside my head. 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 I fancied you'd return the way you said, but I grew old and I forget your name. I should've loved a thunderbird instead, and these when spring comes they roll back again. Think I made you up inside my head. Think I made you up inside my head. I think I made you up inside my head. I think I made you up inside my head. I think I made you up inside my head. I think I made you up inside my head. I made you up inside my head. Think I made you up inside my head. Thank you very much.
We'll see what happens.
So that last song was a poem by Sylvia Plath, and I put to music a few years back. It's called "A Bad Girl's Love Song." I always saw, Sylvia Plath as kind of a kindred spirit of this city. I can say that because I'm from Lowell. You're so sweet, you're so fine. I want you for everything just to be mine, 'cause you're my babe, 'cause you're my love. Oh girl, I'm just a cheapskate for your love. You slide so good, you moan so fair. You got the universe reclining in your hair, 'cause you're my babe, 'cause you're my love. Oh girl, I'm just a cheapskate for your love. Must be going round. All them cats are popping the blues, it must be going round. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. Well, jitterbug caught me, man, I don't feel no pain. Well, jump-bug caught me, man, I don't feel no pain. I love you, baby, but I ain't never gonna be the same. Grandma sure got rhythm and she threw her burden down. Yeah, if girl got rhythm, you know she don't throw her burden down. Grandpa, he ain't trifling, well, girls are rhythm bound. All them cats are popping the blues, it must be going around. All them cats are popping the blues, it must be going around. I love you, baby, but I must be rhythm bound. That's a good moment, so fair. Got the universe reclining in your hair, 'cause you're my babe, hey! 'Cause you're my love. Oh girl, I'm just a cheapskate for your love. like a car, pleasing to behold. I called you Jaguar if I may be so bold, 'cause you're my baby. You're my love. Oh, girl, I'm just a cheapster for your love. I said, girl, I'm just a vampire for your love, and I'm gonna suck ya. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna take 5.